This half hour with a little girl who was shot in the stomach.
It's a crime that has Orlando police still trying to figure out what happened. Who shot this little girl? Here's the video of paramedics rushing her into the hospital at Arnold Palmer. They are now working to save her. This happened at the Willow Bend Apartments late last night. And that is where we find Jessica Sanchez, again, with the shooting victim is at Arnold Palmer. Crew are trying to get the latest on her condition, but Jessica is standing by right now, actually on the balcony near where this little girl was shot. These apartments on Silver Star, right near Pine Hills Road, Jessica. Anything new, any new leads?
Well, yeah, we are at the Willow Bend Apartments, and you can see actually that just a few hours ago, police did take down the yellow crime scene tape here, and they wrapped up the scene here at Willow Bend Apartments, but this investigation is far from over. Neighbors tell us that the shooting actually happened in front of this door to this apartment complex here, and it happened just before 11 o'clock last night. Now, the mother told officers she had this apartment door open. The little girl was standing in the hallway. The mother heard a gunshot and saw her daughter fall. Who shot her, really? It's a question Orlando police detectives have been working to answer all night. They don't know how this happened. They don't know why it happened, but their top priority right now is finding that one person who can answer all of those questions. They've been at the hospital all morning talking with the mother. Neighbors out here, they've had their own theories on this, but police say no one has come forward with any solid information. Now, as for the little girl, she did spend the night in surgery. She was in extremely critical condition when she got to the hospital, but we're told that she is still hanging on. And that is the latest. Live here in Orlando, I'm Jessica Sanchez, Local 6.
All right, well, let's hope she does okay.
The shooting that sent a 5-year-old girl to the hospital was an accident. It happened last night just after 10:30 at her home at the Willow Bend Apartments on Silver Star Road. That's near Pine Hills Road. And this noon, she is at Arnold Palmer Hospital recovering, which is where Laura Diaz is. And Laura, I understand you just got an update from investigators?
Right, investigators not only tell us that it was indeed an accidental shooting, but it is possible the little girl may have accidentally shot herself in the stomach. As far as her condition goes, here at Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children, she is still in critical condition. This is video from overnight of the little girl's mother anxiously arriving at the hospital to be with her daughter. In fact, the mother tried to take the girl to the hospital herself, telling detectives she thought it would be quicker than waiting for an ambulance. But a few blocks down the road, she spotted a deputy, and he helped them all get to the ER quickly. This happened just outside of their apartment. And the mother told police last night that she heard a gunshot, looked toward the front door of their apartment, which was wide open, and then she saw her daughter there lying on the ground in the hallway. Here's what neighbors were saying when they heard the news last night.
And it shouldn't happen that way. It was an innocent life, and it shouldn't come to the point where a gun was around a baby. I mean, honestly, beforehand, we heard a lot of noise, but we didn't think nothing of it.
Now, police say they're still conducting interviews today, trying to figure out how an accidental shooting like this could have happened. They're still talking with the little girl's mother about the circumstances surrounding it. Of course, it's one of those stories you're curious to hear how a 5-year-old girl got her hands on a gun, but more importantly, even just standing here out before my live shot, people are coming up really wanting to know the condition of that little girl. And we'll probably be getting an update again here in the next few hours. We'll update you coming up on the 6 o'clock news.
Breaking news now in the shooting of this little girl. Her mother was just booked into jail within the last hour. She is now charged with neglect after the 5-year-old was shot inside her home late last night. Local 6 reporter Lewis Bolden joins us now live where he just spoke to the victim's father. Lewis, the dad says this little girl's brother actually shot her.
Well, that's right, Jackie. Police have been trying to piece this together since last night, but after an emergency custody hearing this evening, the 5-year-old's father says another child may have pulled the trigger.
They just put another feeding tube in her just to, so she can eat, but she's aware. She wakes up every now and then.
Jarvis Sims says his 5-year-old daughter, Josiah Sims, is still recovering after being mysteriously shot while in the care of her mother.
How careless my baby mama is. She's a very careless person.
She's seen here heading to the emergency room, but Orlando police arrested the child's mother, 26-year-old Arkeisha Perez, for aggravated child abuse, culpable negligence, and failure to properly secure a weapon. The shooting happened Tuesday night just before 11 o'clock in the Willow Bend Apartments in Pine Hills. Police say the young girl was accidentally shot in her mother's apartment, but couldn't say how it happened. Jarvis Sims says Perez told him his daughter may have been shot by her 4-year-old little brother.
we were told by Arkisha that her son picked up the gun and shot her.
If I decide to let the child stay there, that's going to go till Friday.
The state held an emergency hearing Wednesday to place Perez's 3 other children with relatives. When the 5-year-old is released from the hospital, she will be in the care of the Department of Children and Families and placed in foster care. Reporting live downtown Orlando, I'm Lewis Bolden, Local 6.
And Lewis, I understand this 5-year-old has been through surgery before?
Yeah, Jackie, she has. She was born with a heart condition and actually had heart surgery about 3 years ago at the age of 2, so she definitely has been through a lot.
Oh, heartbreaking to hear. All right, Lewis.
The 5-year-old girl who was accidentally shot in the stomach faced a judge this morning. Arkisha Perez didn't say much in court today, but Local 6 has learned she told police it was her 4-year-old son who pulled the trigger Tuesday night. Local 6's Ramin Khalili is at the Orange County Jail with new information.
Good morning, Ms. Perez.
What a morning it was for Arkisha Perez, stuck in a jailhouse courtroom, hit with a slew of charges and slapped with a $2,700 bond. Perez's 5-year-old daughter, Jazir Sims, was shot in the belly late Tuesday night, and police reports show Perez told officers her own 4-year-old son pulled the trigger. While PD ruled the shooting accidental, it was Perez they charged with failure to secure a firearm and 1 count of aggravated abuse of a child. Listen here as an annoyed Perez rattles off her birth date to the judge.
I can't hear you, ma'am.
10/2/1982. And that would be all she said as Perez quickly invokes her Fifth Amendment rights. The shooting itself took place here at Willow Bend Apartments, and little Jazir has been getting medical help at Arnold Palmer Hospital. Reports show Perez told police she was intoxicated while caring for her kids who were playing outside unsupervised around 11 p.m. Police say they found cash, bullets, and marijuana at Perez's home as she doled out a number of different stories once the investigation began. The girl's father, Jarvis Sims, shocked.
How careless my baby mama is. She's a very careless person.
Now authorities are checking into all stories, sorting out whether, in fact, the little victim was shot by her brother or someone else who hasn't yet come forward. Concerned dad Jarvis saw his girl in the ER enough due to problems after birth, and he'd like her home as soon as possible.
She was born with a little hole in her heart, so, you know, she's been outgoing and going to the hospitals and whatnot.
So again, the bond set here this morning for Arkisha Perez, $2,700. The judge in the case actually ordered Perez to undergo a psychiatric evaluation as well. We'll keep you updated on that. Meanwhile, her other children are staying with the Department of Children and Families. We are here at the Orange County Jail. Ramin Khalili, Local 6.
Okay, new information right now on this accidental shooting. What really happened inside the apartment on Tuesday night. We'll have the latest on the 6 o'clock news and Click Orlando.
Breaking news in the shooting of a 5-year-old girl. She was shot just over a week ago, and now she's telling detectives who pulled the trigger. Local 6 reporter Lewis Bolden is live at the Orange County Jail. Lewis, this little girl says her mom's boyfriend actually shot her.
Mike, that's right. The detective in this case says 5-year-old Jazir Sims is the most courageous person he has ever met. He says she survived a bullet that would have killed most adults, and she was able to point the finger at the man who allegedly pulled the trigger. Somil, did you shoot Jazir? 27-year-old Somil Kalikste said nothing as police escorted him to jail. But detectives say 5-year-old Jazir Sims, who is still recovering from a gunshot wound, pointed to Kalikste as the shooter.
The great thing about this young lady, okay, is that she was alert enough, you know, and was able to ID him by photo, okay, and of course she knows him.
Kalikste is the live-in boyfriend of the 5-year-old's mother. The shooting happened over a week ago at Willow Bend Apartments in Pine Hills. 5-year-old Jazir Sims was shot in the stomach with a .45 caliber handgun. Her mother, Arkisha Perez, was arrested for a second time today. She initially blamed the shooting on her 4-year-old son and changed her story again.
She was accidentally shot. The gun went off. Nobody shot her.
Police agree it was an accident, but they say Kalikste was handling the gun when it happened. He's also a convicted felon who broke the law by having a gun. Last week, detectives also confiscated 95 grams of marijuana from the apartment and $1,500 in cash. Police initially arrested Perez for aggravated child abuse last week, and she bonded out days later. Thursday, she came to the Orlando Police Department asking for the money and was arrested again for possession of marijuana. Police say she appeared to be more concerned about her money than about her child.
The good thing is that this young lady, this 5-year-old, if you guys don't believe in miracles, you should, because she is a miracle.
Now, we're told the 5-year-old has been released from the hospital and she is now in DCF custody. Reporting live at the Orlando Police Department, downtown Orlando, I'm Lewis Bolden, Local 6.
So, Lewis, when the mother was out on bond, did she see her daughter?
No, she wasn't allowed to. Even when the 5-year-old was in the hospital, she was in protective custody. None of her family members were allowed to see her.
All right, thank you, Lewis.